KC.com.
LIMONHEAD Productions, bitch.
The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it. The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it. See, this is life as we know it. It's hard to comprehend. See all the bullshit, all the madness, see be happening. It's black on black, then white on black, then black on black again. Hide your kids and them kids and then clapping black max again. I'm asking them, does it make you feel more masculine? Put on a black mask with friends and act the ass like Ashton M. Jackass, get your ass jacked, get the flashing huns. But you stay strapped, so I guess that next strap ain't blasting, Better ask yourself, should I think some more or should I just let it go? Not let it go, but let it go, like your grandma know.
What do you mean in Kansas City?
Yeah, in Kansas City.
Yeah, one that mattered, yeah.
Okay.
But they was all over the country, and it was and that just going on at the same time pretty much. And now, and it wasn't in Kansas because now Kansas, and the reason for it was that the kids in Kansas, Martin Luther King assassinated Martin Luther, so this is '68.
Okay.
So the kids in Kansas, the black kids, they let them out of school. Over here, they didn't. And so the kids over here said, we're gonna walk out of school. So they walked from Central, Lincoln, and some Emmanuel, I think. And anyway, they walked down to City Hall in downtown, and they were just protesting, we want to be out of school, and it was pretty peaceful at that time. But they didn't get to talk to nobody because the police, as soon as they gathered at City Hall, the police started throwing tear gas at them, and so everybody started running.
So it did start downtown.
Yeah, but it was a priest that was over the Catholic Church on 23rd and Benton. He said, called and invited everybody to come back to the church, and we're gonna have, we're gonna talk and regroup, So they went back to the church at 23rd and Benton. Still no riot yet. The police just kind of chasing them, and because they was still running in kind of in groups and wasn't organized.
Okay.
And then when they got back to the church, the police came in the church and threw tear gas in the church, and that's kind of when it started.
Because they threw it in the
church, and then so everybody was really upset that time. Then they come out throwing things and tearing up stuff when they come out. Cause from downtown they didn't tear up nothing on the way back. Then the kids, the older people and the kids didn't do too much. They just, do what kids do. But then the older people got involved, and that's when the guns started shooting. And I think it lasted for about 3 days.
3 days?
3 days.
So that's why they had them curfews when they...
Yeah, that's why 3 days, then they had the curfew, then it was another some days.
But it was 3 days without a curfew? Is that running wild?
Because they didn't know how to handle it. At first they thought, y'all just going back home, but they didn't go back home.
Like your grandma know. Or do you say fuck that? You turn back, pull out that black strap. All shots, who's dirt nap? See, I'm just saying these niggas ain't playing anyway. Crackers, you give a fuck, they save some bucks every time they put one of us away. We play the game, they wanna play, why do that? Live the life of kings or you can settle for the hood rap. The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it. The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it.
But now the Panthers was a political party, and sometimes you'll hear that's the same name, but the Black Panther political party, something like that. Because that's what they were. But they were using different tactics, and it was kind of, people said, why you want to be a Black Panther? Because they said, but it used to be another organization called the Roosters, but that was the
Roosters.
Yeah, that wasn't that was a white group. And they had their movement, so they said, we're the Panthers, and so that's why, people were thinking that the name Panther is offensive in its, in the name, you're sounding aggressive with using that name and that title. But in the history, there's been other organizations with different other names, you know, not just the Republicans and the Democrats. Those are the ones that won out.
I gotta live with it.
My man, cause I work till my hands hurt, study till my mind clear, think before I make any actions, cause mistakes that was made my past. Fill up my tank before I cop me a bag. Check out a bitch's mind before I check out her ass. Only send resumes to jobs with benefits, even though I'm a misfit, a product of my environment. Saggy jeans and white tees, never flinch you when the siren screams. I'm about that life, know how many zips in the kicks, and the max on overtime on a 40-yard shift. Real shit, my bloodline consists of kings and queens. My ghetto dreams been accomplished. Now I hustle for the ones that can't talk and the ones that's trying to graduate. So hit your DVR and follow me on this paper chase. Real shit, real shit, real shit.
The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it.
Pete O'Neill, a guy I went to school with. I remember I went to a party. I guess this was 60-something, I don't remember, but anyway. And he was telling me the time when he sent his papers off to get a chapter of the Black Panther Party. So, you know, at that time, you know, you'd heard about the Panthers. They were just organizing nationally, you know, getting chapters all around the country.
So were they in Kansas City? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And now I saw them firsthand, their tactics work. Now, like I said, Pete got his organization, and I was working at a paint store on the corner of 27th in Indiana.
Okay.
And we had it was a older white guy, and then there was a younger, even a guy younger than me was the manager, the black guy.
And you was 15?
No. This is no. I'm a grown man and
okay.
years, you know.
Okay.
This is 60 something.
Okay.
Yeah, this is something. And because they didn't last very long, because there again, anyway, the FBI, that's another story altogether. You know, they made them public enemies, and they attacked them really, and killed them or arrested them. Or like in Pete's case, now he ran over to Africa and still there. And can't come back without going to jail. You're talking about you going to that deal there, he can't come back. And anyway, back into, we were working at the paint store. There was a guy, and you know, their uniform, the black leather jacket, and the berets and the sunglasses. A guy came in, you know, with his uniform on, and he had a clipboard. And he came in, you know, we used to greet somebody to do it. Can I help you, you know? And so this is one guy, he came in, and he just started walking around, you know. And so we said, you know, can I help you? He didn't say nothing. He walked in. By another time, another guy walked to come in, you know, and he stood at the door like this, but, you know, with his uniform on, black, you know, the beret and the sunglasses. And then by that time, we kind of knew the deal. And so everybody started moving. And then another guy came in, and then Pete, he was the leader of the Kansas City branch, and he had a clipboard. And he came up to the older white guy and said, are you the manager here? And he said, no. He said, he is. And he said, when his spiel was, I'm, you know, Pete O'Neill with the Black Panther Party, and we got a program for school children, and we wanted to fix up the property, and we needed some paint and stuff, and I wondered, would you want to donate some? And while this is going on, like I said, these guys are walking around, the other two guys at the door with their arms crossed, and the other guy with the clipboard, and he's very polite, and he said, you know, would you like to yeah, what you want? And so he said, agreed to give him I think he said, okay, he said, I'll send somebody to come get it. So, and then they left.
So I do it alone. I gotta live with it. The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle, so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it. See, I grew up from the bottom, took some time to reach the top. Had my run in with the coppers, I'm still dodging from the cops. Took some time to learn my lesson, every day I learn a lot. Now I keep my heat at home in the same place I keep my pot. Trying to minimize my losses, man. What's the price for flossing, man? If you gonna catch, then let me toss this game. I'm just saying a bitch gon' be a bitch, but see, a bitch can be a nigga, man. You can sell soul or you can buy the same. I'm just saying, I'm just trying to feed my family. Hope the dicks don't hassle me. Hold the ground I'm on, don't let the haters castle me. Look at me, then look at you. Think what would a hater do? If you thinking what I'm thinking, then you think just like a hater do. True, but I guess that's how it is, and I guess that's how it be. And if that's your biz, you got no biz with me. Don't get me pissed, you will not see me peep. And mind your own biz, I mind like a G. The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle, so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it. The world turns and then life goes on. I still struggle, so the fight goes on. I gotta deal with it. The kids hungry, they can't eat no bone, and they can't hustle, so I do it alone. I gotta live with it.
RawFleshKC.com.
RawFleshKC.com.
RawFleshKC.com.